Hello, welcome to the No Name Podcast. This is episode 107. I believe I got that right. If we're not,
No, 28.
oh, is it?
No, just kidding.
Everything. Anyways, thank you for joining us for another episode of the No Name Podcast. I'm your host for this week, Ricky, along with the constant co-host himself, Arturo. How's it going, my man?
Saw, dude. Oh,
Mm,
um, I've had the beautiful, beautiful COVID-19, and because we live in California and we no longer get that COVID package, I used up all of my PTO to like stay home, even though my symptoms are little to none.
yeah, look at, I
It's
mean,
beautiful.
I was gonna say, yeah, look on the bright side of things.
Yeah, yeah. The bright side of things is that got to play Overwatch and finish Hi-Fi Rush,
hmm
which is pretty cool.
Not bad, not bad at all. Again, this is the No Name Podcast. You can catch us. This is the bi-weekly podcast. You can catch us on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific time here on YouTube and any podcast services such as Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast services where available and everything. Today, we at this time around, we are going to catch you up with some little cool things that are happening. We have some movies to talk about. We got some stuff. We got some gaming to talk about, of course, and everything like that. But we're going to catch up first. As Arturo has mentioned, he is on that Overwatch 2 grind. Well, both of us really,
Yeah.
and all that stuff and everything. But it has the new it was a new season this past recently, and to get out of the funk of what is Warzone 2 at the moment, towards its end of since it's going at the end of its season, we decided to play something else and all that stuff. And it has been a fun time. It's been a blast. It's nice to get back into Overwatch again for the first time in a long time for me.
Mm,
Arturo, this technically his second time overall.
mm. Mainly because last time I played it was when I played it on the Switch
Yeah, nobody
because you
plays
guys
it.
peer pressured me to when it was on sale. No, just kidding.
It was on sale for like $20
They were
at the
like,
time.
"Get it," and I was like, "Oh, why not? Whatever, right?"
Have some fun.
And then I
It is,
played it, and then I got an Xbox, and then I never touched it
yeah,
then.
and all that stuff. And then, but now it's now free to play. Got it.
Now
We've been playing it
I
now.
still paid for the characters. No, just kidding. I was gonna do it for all of them.
Unless you're
Like I
main.
actually, I'll like
Well, then
I
again,
actually.
I was gonna say. Then again, I did too. But then again, it came with the battle pass.
Oh gosh, I mean that is true. It does come
Well,
with the battle pass because you
okay,
do get 1,000 coins.
correction. So two of them, Sojourn, Junker Queen, those two came with the game already for me because I already had Overwatch 1, so I got those two instantly.
Mhm.
Kariko and Ramada, the other two heroes that came out in the recent seasons. Um, I did pay the battle pass for those ones. I paid it with the battle pass. Did I get far in those battle
Exclusive.
passes? Not really, but still.
Mm, Yeah, so my whole thing was I thought when I was making progress on one of the characters, because I actually beat all the challenges for Kiriko. I actually played and won those 35 matches as like support. And keep in mind, I just downloaded this game like 3 days ago.
I think we started playing Thursday, maybe Friday,
It was like Thursday, yeah,
something like that.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah, like 3 days ago, 4 days
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, 3 4 days ago.
So I won
That's how
all
time
35
works.
games support because I'm a support main. No, someone has to keep the team alive.
He's not wrong.
But holy crap! I thought like the challenges were also gonna like synchronize with each other. No, so you have to like set those challenges for that one person that you're unlocking. So for the Kiriko, I had to win those 30 games as support as all roles just for Kiriko. And there's 5 characters to unlock. So that's 175 games you have to win to unlock them all. Compared to like the 150 games you have to just play to, unlock everyone because that's how I unlocked everyone. I just played to unlock everyone,
Unless
but I
you're
had to.
Manny. Unless you're Manny, just pay the $20.
Yeah, I paid the $20 after I unlocked everyone. it was it was an interesting experience.
And everything, yeah.
It's the true Overwatch experience. I even was like, yeah, let's test out ranked to see how that goes.
Oh yeah, because ranked is still a pain in the butt when it comes to playing with your friends.
Yes,
Especially
because you know,
especially for the point was like because out of the three of us, me, Manny, and Arturo, I have the most time played on it and everything. So, and I've played competitive on it also, and all that stuff, and during Overwatch 1, but I didn't play like a lot of it though. And the thing was back in Overwatch 1, if you weren't at a certain level between your group friends, you couldn't play competitive together. And when Arturo uh, brought this idea to us of playing ranked, I was like, had instantly thought of, I don't think we can because of that. And I never read up on competitive for Overwatch 2 because it was like, I don't think I'm gonna get into it. And that was me. And I was thinking like, oh, it's probably gonna be the same thing like in Overwatch 1. That I can't do it because technically you and Manny are new to the game. And also, I mean, Manny has more playing time too, but not to the point of me and all that stuff. And you're getting into it for technically for the first time. And I was like, it's not gonna happen. Um, and lo and behold, my suspicions were true. Well, first of all, Manny
yeah,
couldn't do it because he has to complete 50. He has to win 50 quick claim games.
yeah. So you have to win. Now, not play. You have to win 50
Win.
games, which I didn't even know that I did already.
Well, I mean, we've been playing for so many games together and all that stuff, and then you're off. Then when you're playing like when I'm working and all that stuff. So
It's
it's
like
like
I gotta unlock these characters.
stuff. So it's like it's a foregone conclusion of not thinking about that and all that stuff. But to come to find out, for Manny in particularly, though he's played the game before, but and he's played competitive. So it's kind of weird that he had to do that because I don't think I had to do that.
No, as far as I know, you didn't,
I didn't because then also I mean I played
because you still have your rank, right? Because
not
you
my
see like
rank,
a little,
not my rank, like my I don't think like my
not your official rank.
competitive rank. I don't have that.
Yeah.
That bronze 83 thing is like something totally different from Overwatch
Okay.
1 from Overwatch 1. So it's like that thing right there was like the difference between me and you guys back in Overwatch 1 and also well Manny particularly. And I thought that would still have effect into Overwatch 2, which it still did, which is some weird reason. And all that stuff. Because when it's just me and Arturo and we go to competitive, there's a skill gap between us. And I'm like, I barely play competitive. I just played a lot of it. I just played a lot of Overwatch in general
Yeah.
and all that
I'm like,
stuff.
because I finally finished my competitive games,
I
my
wonder.
5 competitive
So
games.
he does. Yeah, you've already done your placements. I haven't done my placements because I don't feel like as and all that stuff because I just
It's a
haven't
lot playing with randoms.
and all that stuff.
Like, you want to know
It
the
was.
only reason why I got placed? Because for my fifth win, you know what happened?
Hmm,
Our team was losing. Our team was trash, dude. They could
hmm.
not like push forward at all. But guess what? The enemy team, their DPS left,
Oh,
and we're
that's
like,
right.
oh, it's 4v5 now. We should have an easier chance. And then as soon as the second round started, everybody else in the enemy team just left. We're like, cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Were people communicating in your games?
Um, I've only had 2 games where we communicated, and that's like when we're actually winning. I had dude, people were being toxic. They're like, "Oh my gosh, this guy right here, he was in our last game. He sucked," and things like that. And then like they were just talking trash about him the whole game. They're like,
They
"Dude, you're the reason why our team's like being held back. You died 10 times. Like, dude, it hasn't even been 10 minutes. You've been dying every minute." I'm like, "Oh my gosh," which is like actually true though, because I'm like, "Dude, stay alive." But it
See,
It's the ranked experience.
it's those things where I don't like it. I don't want to get in rank, especially in like if you're starting in early stages. Like, 'cause I feel like
Oh yeah.
when you're in like bronze and silver, it's like I think it's fine. I think it's fine to like mess up. That's where you have to learn the game more and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Because like the guys I was playing with, they were actually pretty cool. I was like, okay, one of our other people just left. Who do I need to play as? And they were like, we need a Mercy. And the other support's like, I don't play Mercy. And I'm like, I don't play Mercy too, but I'll learn for this match, right? And so they're like teaching me, they're like, oh yeah, for Mercy, so this is what you do. You go this, this, this. And I was playing Mercy that whole game, and we were actually pretty close to winning. And I was like, no, not bad for being down a person.
Mm,
But I was like, damn.
I don't know. It's just
Damn.
I don't know, that's why it's just like I rather just do quick play because I could just go in and play and all that stuff and all that stuff
Mhm.
and everything. And it's just like over when I get into ranked, it's like gosh, it's like I'm about to play freaking over. But if I'm on the Overwatch League or something like that, golly,
I mean, why not, right?
stuff. I mean, yeah, but we're playing
Overwatch
like
League is fun.
we're on the,
I mean, I had a game where I had like 12,000 healing.
oh my gosh,
Oh gosh.
it's been yeah. Overwatch 2 has been fun so far. Stuff.
I think it's also more fun now because we're joining in at season 3, and with season 3, there's been a lot of like patches, a lot of
Yeah,
fixes,
yeah,
reworks.
yeah. There's a
So,
lot of changes in this season.
so I think we joined in at a good time because it's like I'm actually enjoying it, and I've heard like a lot of complaints from like people like with the first 2 seasons, and how they're like, oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
season 3 so far is like the best season,
yeah. There's
and
there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening with the last 2 seasons and all that stuff. But that's just
yeah, and then I feel like because naturally the FBI is watching me, right, and my phone hears me, so I've been getting a lot more Overwatch content on my phone now. Uh, what's it called? And on my social medias, people are like, oh yeah, I feel like all these changes is really good for the Overwatch like community and everything. Like we'll see if like we'll actually start seeing a growth now. And I'm like, yeah, I could probably see that because, like I said, I've been having a lot more fun with the game.
oh yeah, it's been fun. It's been a blast and all that stuff. It's
uh,
been.
Tank and DPS, they're cool classes, but like I said, supports my place.
I think I finally found my place.
Ramada. No, she,
Ramada's Ramada's been so much fun to play with.
not even a tank. Ramada.
Ramada, it's just been Ramada. So, well, I mean, because like outside of Ramada, it's my the ones I would play on tank is Barissa and Sigma. Sometimes Road Roadhog. For that sometimes and all that stuff. And then I felt like I've gotten my groove back in my DPS with Ash and then Alsombra, which her changes since then are crazy. The fact that her invisibility is now no longer timed.
Mhm.
Oh my god. It's a it's
And
a
then
blessing.
also an increase on
It's
DPS.
a blessing and a curse. Oh, it's a blessing. It's a blessing because I can use it all the time. It's a curse when it's happening against me, and I'm like, crap.
Especially when you play, you know, supports.
Mm, yeah, but
Cause
it's been a lot of fun.
it, yeah, but so far Overwatch, I'll say, if you tried it, didn't like it, I say come back to it,
Enjoy,
give it a try again.
give it a shot, like have a good time. If you haven't already, quick tip because I have to give this to Manny so that way he can make sure he has his stuff. If you already played Overwatch one before, and you have all your skins and stuff. Be sure to link your accounts and all that stuff for the cross progression stuff. So that way, in case if you're playing it on different consoles, you can still use your stuff
Mhm,
and
mhm,
everything. So don't forget about that.
mhm, mhm.
And for that quick tidbit, let's move on to our such things. First things first, we're going to talk about the Nintendo Direct that happened this past week. If you haven't already, there is not a watch along. I don't know what to call it, watch a reaction to it on my YouTube channel. If you want to go check it out and everything, for this. And boy, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this when I was watching this for the first time. Everything that was there was good. I'm not like there's something for everyone. Okay, there's all and all
Yeah.
that stuff. There's some games that I'm like, okay, not for me, but that's fine. But it looks interesting for those. Some of these games, I'm probably not gonna trip about and play. But boy, when it got towards like the second half of this thing, I was like, yes, 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 and all that stuff. And it's only three things. It's really is only three things. Technically four if you count one of them is two. If you count one of them is two. Um, First things first. The and Nintendo Switch online services are now gives you the ability to play Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance games. And that's first thing. Big ups. Yes, yes. Plus, plus.
Can I talk something about that though?
Tetris, my man. Tetris.
Tetris is gonna be on the Switch,
Tetris is on the Switch. I'm
but
playing. I have
but
Tetris.
where's the Pokemon? No,
Okay, no, I was gonna get into that actually. So hear me out. Tetris, Link's
uh-huh.
Awakening, the classic version, not the remake,
That that is pretty cool.
and all that stuff. Uh, I had it on my Switch already. Hold on, let me pull it up while I get that up. Give me a sec. And so yeah, Tetris, uh, Link's Awakening, the classic one, and it's the DX, so it's like cool. So that's pretty cool. The coloring and all that stuff with it and all that stuff. Metroid 2, yeah, Metroid 2, Wario Land 3, Game & Watch Gallery 3, Gargoyles, which I've never played before when I had my Game Boy, Kirby's Dream
Mhm.
Land, another classic, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, and there's more coming to the platform also. The big one that's coming, which I think it is, and all that stuff. Legend of Zelda Oracles, Ages and Seasons, one of the two of the best Game Boy games. I think never got to beat them and all that
I
stuff. But I'm
I beat him
very excited. Of
and played
course you
him.
did, of course you did. Yes. But
I
very
actually
excited,
have it right over here now that if I look for it.
very excited for that to come and get back into that again. Now for the Game Boy Advance games, oh, ooh, ah, yeah,
There's a
beautiful
lot
stuff.
of them.
Beautiful stuff. Getting that loaded up right now as we go. For those who are not watching the video version right now, as you can see, got my Switch right here, loading up the Game Boy Advance games. Um,
Mhm.
Kurun. I don't know what that was. That was the first time I ever heard of that when they announced it. Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Never got to play that. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Never got to play that one.
That that I have played in the Superstar Saga is something I am very like interested in
Yeah,
because I really like those kind of games like so Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, Mario
because
and Luigi's what's it called?
I don't remember that
Dream
one.
like that those ones I always find those games really cool.
Yeah. WarioWare Inc. Super Mario Advance 4, which is Super Mario Brothers 3, and then
Mm.
Mario Kart Super Circuit and everything, which was the very first Mario game on a portable platform. I did not know that. Uh, but the more you learn, and then the two big ones that are coming out later on, Metroid Fusion and Golden Sun, and everything for your RPG games. Now, question is, and since Arthur had kind of kicked it in, and I was already thinking this also, and I meant to make a TikTok about it, but I completely forgot. Now, this gets announced. Pokemon Day is coming up pretty soon, later this month in February, pretty soon, and all that stuff. Normally, this is when they do like their big announcements and everything like that. Now, it's like it's a possibility. It's a possibility, and all that stuff. But the thing is, can do you, which the possibilities are and all that stuff is seeing Pokemon games onto these platforms. And you know what I just found out? For some reason, I thought you can only play these games online. You can't. You can play them offline. I didn't know that. I thought it was you have to be online for them.
No, you can play them
Thank
offline.
God. I was like because I never. That's why I never touched the other ones because I was like I thought it was just have to, I felt like it was like I had to be online for them. That's why I didn't touch. But now that I know that I can do them offline, I'm like I'm gonna mess with these more. Now, as we mentioned, Pokemon. Now, if will we see them on these? I mean, you already Game Boy and Game Boy Advance is already on here now, and all that stuff. We have that coming, and also more games are coming. They haven't have a set schedule of when they're coming out, but this can happen. But let's check it out: red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, and all that stuff. The Game Boy ones, and all that stuff. Now for the Advance, that's Ruby, Sapphire, What am I missing? I'm blanking. Ruby Sapphire, Emerald, and
Fire Red, Leaf Green.
Fire Red, Leaf Green. The remakes for those ones, and I feel like there's something another one.
I mean, that was about it. But
That
like
was it. That was it in the GBA
let,
era,
let,
right?
let's not forget about like Pokemon Coliseum as well. Like we've been missing those.
I mean, Stadium 2 is coming out if you have for the
Yeah,
64 one.
that's true.
So,
But those are fun titles.
but
But I feel like
but
we
think
should
about.
have access to those like on a virtual console, like to at least purchase,
I mean, it's a GameCube
because
games.
the Nintendo
Well, here's the thing. Like, here's the thing. Like,
shop is like shutting down for the DS.
as long as you,
So you
but as long as you bought that stuff, you still good.
you still could play it, but after that, no more. And then plus, after that, no more for renewing Pokebank.
But doesn't it go free? Like, isn't it like you still use it after that? I thought it was that. That was the thing. Like,
I have to
if,
look
if
into it
as
again,
long
but
as you have, like, if you have like recently bought a subscription or like have it purchased, like download it, you can still use it and all that stuff after the shutdown. I believe. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but we can always double check that. But like
yeah.
but that's what I'm getting at though. So like, say those particular titles coming to the Nintendo Switch Online services. Now, do they add the features of the Pokemon you catch in those games are transferable into Pokemon Home and everything? That's the thing. Like, is that going to be a thing? Because like that's going to be interesting to see and all that stuff. As long as you have an online connection to make sure you transfer them and all that stuff, will that work? I mean, it worked with Pokemon Bank when you had if you had like the Game Boy games for red, blue, silver, gold, and all that stuff. If for, on the 3DS to put into Pokemon Transporter to go for it to go into the bank and all that stuff. Now, would they do something similar like that for these games, particularly to put them into Pokemon Home? Who knows, and all that stuff and everything. So I think that's what everyone's going to be looking forward to when Pokemon Day comes, because then most likely they're going to do like this whole, they're going to do their own direct thing for it, and all stuff where they announce new stuff. We're probably going to get the rumored expansions for Scarlet and Violet, or whatever those are going to be. So that's everyone's going to be thinking right now where that's going to go for that potential predictions announcement and all that stuff. Like, hey, red, blue, yellow for the U.S., particularly green, and if you're in Japan and all that stuff. And then of course gold, silver, crystal, and then ruby, sapphire, emerald will come to the on the will come out for those and all that stuff. So it's something we're already predict everyone's gonna be predicting and hoping to see come Pokemon Day when they do their when they do their direct announcements and all that stuff. But I'm gonna hold excitement until that happens. I'm not gonna get myself overly excited and get depressed when they don't announce it and all that stuff because I don't need that right now and all that stuff. And hopefully that happens and all that stuff. Quick tidbit on the Game Boy stuff. Uh, if you pretty much how it works on how you can use them. If you have Nintendo Switch Online, the basic, you get just the Game Boy games. But if you have Nintendo Online plus Expansion Pass, you get both Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. Just to let everyone know for that little tidbit and all that stuff. You know, for that one, which is pretty much it. Second big thing in my that I was excited for about that, Metroid Prime Remastered is finally here. It's finally here. Of course, if you've never played it before, this is a game that came out originally on the GameCube a long time ago. Did get remade. It did. The first two came out on GameCube, and the third one was on the Wii. And then they redid the whole thing. The first two for the Wii, also which was Metroid Prime Trilogy, which was one of the most sought out games on the Wii and everything. And all that stuff. You have no idea. That was my time working at GameStop. The amount of the times I would get those like, you have Metro Prime Trilogy? You have Metro Prime Trilogy? I'm like, no, and all that stuff and everything like that. But it's finally here. It's finally here for the Switch. Uh, Something to give us our taste buds going before Metro Prime 4 comes out. I'm excited for myself because I never got to play these games these games particularly, and I'm very excited to be playing this. Unfortunately, I have not started on it yet because it literally came out the day of the direct and all that stuff. And I
And
have
then after that, Overwatch grind.
we did an over. Here's the thing. We did an Overwatch grind. I have. What was it? What was it? I have to start on. Um, I still got to finish my Dead Space run through playthrough and all that
Mhm,
stuff. I'm
mhm.
playing another game that I don't want to talk about and everything on my off time and I'm enjoying that game as much as possible and everything. And then now I just found out that there's another game that I was interested in that is out on early access for EA Play and all that stuff. So I just downloaded that just before we started to start check that out for a bit and all that stuff
Good,
and all that
good.
stuff. So it's like, come on now and all that stuff. Will there be a playthrough? Yes, there will. There will be a playthrough video coming soon for that, so be sure to keep that on the lookout. But it is made for this. It's entirely built for the Switch with the controls and all that stuff. You do have the option of making it more feel like how it was on the GameCube originally, and all that stuff, which is cool. It looks really nice for it and all that stuff too, from what I've seen and everything. But I haven't got to play it yet. I'm looking forward to playing it. I just need to figure out a schedule to make the content and get this playing because I really do want to play it for that stuff, and it's very exciting.
And then plus you still have to finish Hi-Fi Rush as well.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Goddamn. Goddamn. Yes, I still have to
I
do
know,
it.
right?
I still, I was just not upset that he beat it before me and all that stuff. I'm just like, crap. I hate myself to the fact that there's so many good games that have come out so far in 2023.
Yeah.
Still. Um.
And plus there's a reason why I beat it before you.
Oh yeah, you have the reason. And all that stuff. My second game that I'm about to be playing is called Wild Hearts. If you ever played Monster Hunter World, it's similar to that kind of game, and I actually liked that game when that came out, and I want to try this out, see what it is.
I need water.
But neither here or there. Anyways, lastly, I think this is the most important one, in my opinion, for me at least, and all that stuff, because we got a new game trailer for Legend of Zelda: Tears of Kingdom. And
Mhm.
oh my god, I think we have voice acting lines. Oh,
Yeah,
we got to look at
people are gonna.
Link's new mechanical arm, see what it does more and all that stuff. You can look like you can do more more vehicles in the game now and everything like that. I was like, oh my gosh! And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker for everyone. People are probably gonna be pissed off, but me, I generally don't care. This game, when it comes out in May, it's gonna be $70.
Makes sense to me.
It makes sense, and honestly, I don't care because I plan on playing this game. Plan on playing. It's gonna take over my life like Breath of the Wild did when I first day. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I get that packet. I get that package coming in. That package came in. It was my Switch, Breath of the Wild, and everything. My life never changed. My life changed ever since then because I never get my hands never got off, never dropped it. So I was so stuck in that game.
My real question is, will the glitches still be there?
Most likely.
Oh my gosh.
Will I care? Not really.
No, but the Breath of the Wild community, if you've seen them on TikTok or if you've seen them like YouTube anywhere,
To
like any
this day,
speedrunning community,
yeah.
dude, it is beautiful to watch them play
To this
because
day, it is so crazy how like the stuff that you see from these things, the crazy tricks, the glitches, and everything like that. And I'm just like,
it's like, how much time do you guys have?
I'm just
You
like,
know, I
wow.
respect you for it, but oh my gosh,
I'm
like
just like,
that's
I'm just like, from that, I think for me, like, I think I'm gonna have to do a run through of the game again, so that way I could just feel like get before this game come out. And it's gonna be hard.
like maybe do a little speed run glitches too. See which ones I want to try out.
No, I
You know,
just want
fun
to.
one to do is the shield one.
No, I just want to play the game. I don't, so like speedruns, they can do those. They can do that. I just want to go through the experience again of playing that game. before
It is pretty fun. It's pretty
the new
fun.
one and all that stuff because it was just amazing.
Uh, a challenge I recommend is just getting all the shrines done.
Still to this day, I have not got all the rings done.
That is something that like I actually did 100%, and I was like, I'm done. I could touch this game still and find all the correct seeds, but like
Mm.
I'll just have my fun with it. Especially because I got the Master Story challenges done on Caleb's profile.
Oh my god.
I remember going out to his house, and I'm like, all right, let's see what we can do. Keep in mind, I had like no Breath of the Wild experience when I played it, but oh my gosh, how did I beat it? I don't know. I'll let you know that.
So again, this Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom comes out May 12th. Again, this is $70. But here's an interesting thing. For people who are interested in getting this game still. So if you happen to be a Nintendo Switch Online member, they have this thing for what's called Nintendo Switch game vouchers. Now, what that can do is you can redeem uh, two selected games that they have for options for a total of $100 and all that stuff. Tears of the Kingdom is one of those options, so you can get that and something else. Uh, what they have here for options is either can be Splatoon 3, the new Pokemon games if you haven't got those already. They'll have they'll show more options for you if you want to know more on what's eligible for you. Oh, actually, I have the list right now for me right now. Okay, to provide some context on some of these games, Pikmin 4 and Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, those are coming out later the year. Those are eligible along with Tears of the Kingdom. The new Fire Emblem Engage, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Live Alive, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, Mario Strikers, Kirby the Forgotten Land, Bayonetta 3. God, looking at this list now, I might have to do this.
Just do it.
I might have to do this myself.
Why not?
Or get this with Tears of the King. Hey, you're saving money with this. You're
Or
literally
saving
saving
money.
money. You're saving money with this. I mean,
No.
$20. Get $20 maybe.
Or what we could do is we could just put it on an Amazon wish list for our podcast. You know?
Not
Y'all
bad
are
idea.
feeling generous. My birthday's coming up in May.
Not bad idea. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea indeed. Like yeah, it's a good list of games in here. If you haven't had any, if you haven't bought any of these games yet, they're on the Switch. Use that with the voucher. That way you get Tears of Kingdom also for that stuff. But yeah, that was those were the big three things. Well, at least in my opinion, there's other cool games that were there that were announced during Direct. For what there was, Splatoon 3 has new DLC coming pretty soon. Was the Kirby game? There's Return to Dreamland 3D. 3D. I think it's a remake of one of the older ones. It's gonna have a new content, which is an epilogue for the game. Samba de Amigo. If you weren't a fan of that game during the Dreamcast days, something's wrong with you. And also, no, that's getting a comeback for that one. Dead Cells is getting a Castlevania expansion, so
See that.
be interested. Check that out if you haven't already. What else was there? Professor Layton's getting a brand new game for the Switch because their last mainline game was released in 2014, so almost 10 years. God dang. Oh, and Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 is getting a brand new course along with a brand new character for if you have their pass for the new courses and all that stuff. That's coming later this year too. So be on the lookout for all that stuff that's coming through if you're a Nintendo fan. And if you're interested, be sure to be on the lookout for any for if you want to keep your eyes out. Pokemon Day presents video thing. There's no date yet because they haven't announced it yet. If you're interested in maybe hopefully that rumored Pokemon games coming to the Nintendo Switch Online thing coming. Other than that, let's get into our last episode we did talk about season 2 of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Warzone 2 with their stuff with their that they're delayed the second season and may talk about what changes are coming. Now we have a better roadmap of what's coming later this year. I mean later in this season. and it's a lot. It's very meaty in a way, but
Yep. There's only two things I care about.
there's only a few things that probably maybe some of us care about. But hey, that's the thing though. That's like it's supposed to be evenly spread for everyone, but people are always going to complain about something, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Also, um, first, of course, we already know about Warzone, new map, uh, event coming. Resurgence is back with this new map. Uh,
Finally.
yes. Research. One of the things that are interesting about this, one of the things interesting about this is that we're going to have redeploy drums coming to the new map. Apparently, this is from what it sounds like. It's only in the new map. It's not coming to Al Mazrah. Um, Interesting, very interesting. I don't know what it is. If you're listening to the audio, Arturo is shaking his head while smacking on chips currently and all that stuff. If we're listening to the audio version on this, uh,
These these Pringles kind of smack.
uh,
They're from Mexico. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up.
mm-mm,
They're habanero Pringles.
fancy, very fancy. A few other things. Uh, New feature called Restore Honor.
Mm-hmm.
How this works is every operator on Osaka Island will drop a dog tag upon depth once per match. Of course, Resurgence, um, which can be picked up by a squad mate or themselves after redeploying. Doing so grants a small cash reward as well as a single UAV ping that marks both enemy threats and nearby supply drops for that stuff. Whether it's finding out who downed a squad mate or getting a head start on rebuilding a loadout, choosing to restore honor is a solid strategy and continued survival. So that's
Mm-hmm.
one interesting that's coming. This again, Resurgence is only picking that up. Let's see here. We are getting a new AI combatant, which is called a Rusher. Looks like it's only in the Resurgence map, so you're fine. People in Al Mazrah. Uh,
Can I add that? I think this is like very well needed because, dude, dude, Warzone recently has just been dry.
let's just say that we try to get a nuke, and all of our games were just oh,
It was not it. We're like, dude, what is going on? And it's not like we were playing bad. It's just we're just like, dude.
the spots that we end up dying. It's just like what the heck.
Or the way we die,
That's a
where we come back from the gulag, and you take out a team that has loadout with pistols, just to get hit with the precision airstrike when you're inside of a building. You know, not speaking from experience or anything. No, but like, really, what is going on here?
uh moving on to DMZ as talked about earlier in the changes. El Sakura Island is going to be you're able to do DMZ in a Sakura item along with El Mazrah and Building 21. There is going to be a new crown faction coming into this, but here's the kicker on this one: if the new faction is only available to play to DMZ players who own Modern Warfare 2. So if you already bought Modern Warfare
Pay to
2,
play, guys.
pay to play, pay to play. Stuff. It is what it is. Stuff. So
It is what it is.
it is what it is. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, it's like so I mean, like to me, it's like I mean, if as long as it doesn't affect the overall gameplay of the game of the mode itself,
Yeah.
I think it's fine. But of course, people will be complaining, and that's how it is. We will get a new boss on the island when playing DMZ. It is called the Bomb Maker. And for lastly, in Al Mazrah itself, we're getting an updated point of interest. So it's as it says, intel from Al Mazrah indicates a downed aircraft has been spotted north of Syed City, with plumes of thick black smoke visible from the summit above the Scattered Caves complex.
So that's not the plane that we saw. That was just chilling.
I don't think so. So if from what people's been saying, it's supposed to portray a particular map from Call of Duty history. I forgot which one it was called though. Afghan? I forget.
Well, We'll have to check it out.
We'll check it out when it happens. Anyways, moving on to the other side of Call of Duty, that is Modern Warfare 2, and particularly the multiplayer. First things first, big thing is Rank Play will release on launch day of season 2. Um, Not only we get they give us tidbits on that, they as the day of this recording, before we record it, they did release a article, blog post, and video of what's coming of this. Pretty much we are getting to learn. Oh, here's the thing. Here we go. Players must be at least level 16 to access rank play, but will have all unrestricted items, including weapons attachments, automatically unlocked with this mode to ensure that all players are on the same competitive footing level.
I think that is really cool.
Mm-hmm. It is, of course, this is supposed to be mimicked of what you see when watching Call of Duty League. So this is going to be 4v4. All the maps are going to be the maps that you see are from when you're playing Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and Control. So that stuff. So you're looking at a total for Hardpoint and Search and Destroy. You're looking at 5 maps. Control. You're looking at 3 maps. And everything. The most common ones will be Albagra Fortress, Hotel, and that's it. Elysium is common for Search and Destroy and Control. And then to round out, Embassy is the same for Hardpoint and Search and Destroy also. And then there's that.
Oh, also speaking of weapons, though, we're also getting the crossbows coming back.
I was gonna mention that after this, but okay.
No, it's because you mentioned weapons, so
Why? Yeah, because
because it's part of the raid play. I understand,
that's
but
part of the
like
rank play though. That's why I mentioned
that
it.
was just that's just the one thing that I'm
I
excited
was gonna
for.
bring that out as new
Crossbow.
content.
I've only said the crossbows. Don't worry, don't worry.
Honestly. Anyways, skill divisions that you're looking at are gonna be bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, crimson, iridescent. I think I said that right. I don't know. And then top 250. And all. So that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be cool there. Um, what the interesting one about this so far overall is that for leaderboards, not only will you see like yourself and your friends, you'll also see Call of Duty pros within the leaderboard itself. So you can compare yourself with how you was with them. Um, there are rewards. There will be rewards. In terms of rank rewards, there are a few key items outside of a new calling card every 5 ranks and some additional competitive focus cosmetics. Rank 5, we get the rank competitor operator skin pack, one home and away, rewarded for both male and female CDL operators. Rank 15, a pro issued sidearm blueprint, which has similar attachments to what is used at the highest level of competitive play. Rank 30, new gun screen that tracks rank play wins. Rank 40, a pro issued combat knife blueprint. Rank 50, ranked veteran operator skins rewarded for male and CDL operators. Prove your commitment to rank play no matter what's your skill division. So not bad. So it's interesting stuff.
So we're gonna play a lot more ranked, right? No,
We'll see. And all that stuff.
I mean,
My
we
only
do have.
issue, my only issue, because there is friendly fire and I shoot a lot at will. So I'm just saying one.
We'll be fine. We're not
one
playing with Manny.
we'll see.
Manny will be like,
We'll see.
I wonder how this will work.
No. I think when it comes to rank, he probably
No.
he won't trip.
Probably won't.
And all that stuff. He won't be like how he is when we play on just regular multiplayer.
My thing with ranked is, I wonder how this will work when I throw my nades.
So your skill rating is based mainly on the result of every match you play. Simply put, win the match to gain SR, lose the match to lose SR. Individual performance and your team's overall performance will impact the amount of SR you gain or lose in each match. In higher skill divisions, the more emphasis will be put on team performance to ensure all winning play styles are appropriately rewarded. To give that an idea.
They're saying skill issue if you can't move up a rank, guys.
So yeah. And then
So get good.
at the start of rank play, everyone will start off as a bronze. There will be no placement matches.
Oh gosh, I'm scared.
Yeah, I know, right?
Imagine you're playing with top players. And you're just
Already?
like, I'm a bronze player.
I'm
What is
just
going on
starting.
here?
I'm just starting. So, and that's ring play again. That will happen at the launch of the new season. Uh, also coming, we are getting 4 new maps for multiplayer. We get Dome is making its return, and everything. It's pretty much the same area of what you see in Observatory if you're playing Warzone. That is going to be a
Mm,
regular core map. Uh, the Zaya Observatory, the whole dome expanded pretty much. That's gonna be the more for the bigger maps, which is ground war and all that stuff.
mhm.
Airport, Al Malik International, which is the airport. That is another battle map for ground war. And for those who have played the beta, you may remember the museum map that was in the beta. That is finally making its return to season 2 and everything
So
because
we got 2 new 6v6 maps and then 2
battle
big maps.
big maps, yeah, and all that stuff. Technically, one new map and one returning one technically, but
On a technicality, yeah.
yeah, and all that stuff because there was like a whole copyright issue thing with the map. It looked similar to a map that's in to a museum to a place in
You know,
L.A. I believe it
pe
was.
people were planning their heist
Hmm.
with the Call of Duty map,
Yeah,
so understandable.
pretty much.
Makes
And not only that, we are getting returning game modes such as Infected and Gun Game.
mhm,
Grind
mhm.
is making a come. Grind is making a comeback. Hardcore, which is officially coming in season 2. It will replace the tier 1 playlist. And then we have other modes such as Drop Zone, All or Nothing, and One in the Chamber coming later this season.
So, game modes I'm actually really excited for is Infected. Infected is actually one of my favorite game modes, party game modes.
Mhm.
And then One in the Chamber. Have you played One in the Chamber, Ricky?
I've not played. I know of it, but I've never played it.
It's a very fun game because you either choose to friggin' melee someone or shoot one bullet to make it count.
Yeah, I think out of those, I've played Infected a bit, and then Gun Game is the other one. That's the only ones.
Gun game is cool too,
Yeah,
but One in Chamber and Infected are my go-to,
yeah,
and those are things I'm really excited for.
yeah. So, out of other things, the next episode of the raid is coming mid-season, so be on the lookout for that. We did play the first episode of the raid, which we enjoyed. It was pretty interesting and fun, and everything. Other than that, everything else is such as new content. We are getting what are called the Path of the Ronin season challenges. Ronin is coming back. This is the next operator that's coming back from Modern Warfare 2019. And also we're getting a watercraft vehicle. We're getting jet skis in the game now too. Uh, On to the weapons. We are getting the ISO Hemlock assault rifle coming at launch with that's within the battle
So
pass.
if
The
you
KV
played Apex and you're familiar with the Hemlock, this should be the same exact thing here. No, just kidding.
the KV broadside shotgun coming at launch with on the battle pass. If you want to unlock it, you'll get
Which
the
straight up looks like an AR.
yeah. I'm very I'm not gonna lie. I'm very interested in seeing what that gun does and all that
When I
stuff.
first saw it, I thought it was like an AR. Then I read it, and I was like, "Oh, shotgun,
I'm very
interesting."
interested. It said what is
But
it says bringing the power of the 12 gauge to the cast off yeah, because the cast off platform is more of is more of an as a AR and all that stuff.
I'm thinking
So
it might shoot like slugs, so it's gonna have a very tight spread.
it's a the broadside is the fastest firing semi-auto firearm in the shotgun class. Destroys targets at close range with impunity, whatever that means. Anyways, the dual cutter cheese melee weapons. So you get dual blades in a way. That will be a free weapon within the battle pass. And then, as Arthur already mentioned, the crossbow will be coming within the launch window. So probably within the next 4 weeks within the season, we'll see it.
We'll
This,
see
the
how will
way
this affect LeBron legacy.
the way to unlock it is to complete all 7 of the Path Ronin event challenges or purchase it via store bundle. Um, they also mentioned to expect a new marksman rifle, the Tempest Torrent, which will be available mid-season, as well as a new lethal equipment piece called the Shuriken. Interesting.
Sounds fun.
Very interesting. As I mentioned, jet skis, or as they call it, the mid-side, the armor patrol, and the personal nipples. Yeah, consider the PA. Yeah, the personal watercraft is what they call it. The jet skis and all that stuff. Prestige, you can now rank up to level 450. I think when this originally came out, they said 500, but now it's actually 450.
They don't want people to get to 1,000 yet.
No, I mean it's just all stuff. Uh, Anything else is pretty much combat records and leaderboards will be coming at the start of season 2. None of your stuff, none of your progress records from the previous season will not be on. This will start fresh. So yeah,
Which would be interesting.
awesome. And that's pretty much it. And all stuff. No patch notes yet, so we don't know anything about weapons. We'll find out more once we play the game and all that stuff. And we'll check that. That's gonna be coming that's coming up this season. So pretty much it'll come out the day this episode comes out. So if you're watching us on Twitch or anything, or when we play this game, when we play this more and all that stuff, you'll see more of what we feel about this stuff and everything. Who knows? It all stuff. But anyways, we got new stuff, rank play, new map, DMZ, a lot of cool stuff happening on the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, and all that stuff. But you know what is happening on Valentine's Day though? Brand new season of Apex. And all stuff. The next season of Apex has begun on Valentine's Day, so pretty much after we've already played it after this episode has come out and everything like that stuff. But
So we'll let you know.
the next season is called Riverly, and pretty much everything's getting tossed up in its and everything is. So many
Apex is
changes.
gonna rework.
So many changes are happening on this stuff. We're getting a remastered legend classes. We're getting no new legend. We're getting a brand new gun. We're getting a brand new mode in team deathmatch. Arenas is gone, and all that stuff. And we have the anniversary collection, which is already interesting enough. What it is and what they bring in for this stuff on this new season and all that stuff. First things first to bring out is the remastered class legend. We're getting 6. There's 6 of them now. We have Assault, Skirmisher, Recon, Controller, Support. Everyone has their own. Each class has their own particular perk within them. Assault, more ammo / stack, access to red bins. Skirmisher, reveal care packages. Recon, survey beacons. Controller, ring console, knowing when the next circle is happening. Support, craft banners, and access blue bins. So,
Which I find that really interesting because you can craft banners, and it's not saying craft banners while your teammate's still alive. You could craft them after they've expired.
yes. So I expect supports to be more used in these kind of situations and all that stuff. And particularly if you want to know, so we already know who's in what class. So let's start with support, which again I find the most interesting one with the craft banners. That is going to be Lifeline, Loba, Gibraltar, and Newcastle. Okay. So you already got one of my mains in this, so we're good there. All that stuff and everything. So and again, the current cost to craft a banner is 30 craft materials, which is cool. And all that stuff. Oh, and a crafted banner will contain all recoverable teammates too. So if you're by yourself and you craft the banner, you get a banner for both of them. This is gonna be fun. Controller. Controller is gonna be Caustic, Watson, Rampart, and Catalyst. During the perk is use ring consoles to find the next ring location. This is a brand new thing. The console ring is a brand new thing, actually, in the game. And then when you find these little consoles, you'll be able to know where the next ring is. All right, everything for this one. Recon, that will be gone. That is now to Bloodhound, Crypto, Seer, and Vantage. Use modify survey beacons. It will reveal all enemy positions on the map / mini map for 30 seconds. And then enemies in the pulse range are alerted to beacon use.
And it seems like it's gonna have a pretty big pulse range
Hmm.
too, at least from the photo that it provided.
What's provided yet? Skirmisher, Wraith, Valkyrie, Octane, Horizon, Mirage, Pathfinder. Uh, can spot incoming care packages to see the highest value of contents in them. That sounds like a little bit of Lobus thing and everything, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Yeah, like a little bit like Lova.
So care package are revealed by looking at them for a few seconds. Can They can be spotted in the air or as they fall, or at their landing location if within range. Can also
Yeah.
can also see when the item has been taken by another team, turns gray. Can ping map icons or in world icons for the team.
Yeah, because normally you know when a care package is gonna come down because it'll show like a little
Yeah,
ring radius on the map.
yeah.
And I don't think it's gonna do that anymore until that's only gonna be available for
If you
those certain characters
if you
now.
have a skirmisher on the team. Lastly,
Hmm.
and then lastly, Assault, which will belong to Bangalore, Ash, Fuse, Maggie, and Revenant. Again, there's our access to the secret compartment of weapon supply bins. So pretty much this is similar to what Lifeline had originally, where she can take out the extra storage, the extra thing that's in the blue ones. But this is more particularly for assault classes only, for the red bins and also. It'll contain 4 smart loot attachments for you. Another along with this was contains 4 smart loot attachments for you and your team. Current loadout. One loot slot is reserved for optics. Chances for magazine and hop ups are lower than for other gear. If the secret compartment is open while no one on your team has a weapon will drop with 2 attachments for it. So good thing to check out there. Teammate doesn't have a weapon, you open it, and if it's open, they'll have a weapon. Uh, min min tier for all attachments is rare. Okay, that's interesting.
Which is
Um,
pretty cool.
yeah. Here we go. Next one is carry more ammo per ammo stack. Light, heavy
Which
energy, Light, heavy energy ammo can stack 1 extra. Shotgun and snipers have a reduced extra stack. Ooh.
which sounds really good because,
Mhm.
like, dude, imagine playing Fuse. You're gonna be able to carry extra ammo and extra nade.
Mhm. Well, I
Dude,
well
you're just
we'll
wanna
talk
wreck.
about that more in the back because patch notes did come out today also. So
True,
we'll
true.
check that out too. We'll get into that in a bit. Next, though, brand new mode, Team Deathmatch is coming to Apex Legends. Gone is arenas, which sadly sad. F in the comments for that and all that stuff. I mean, we haven't played it in a long time, but still, it's just that's what it was and all that stuff. And but we're getting Team Deathmatch now. To provide a quick breakdown, 6v6. Pick your loadout on spawn. You can swap your loadout or legend while respawning. Shield regen automatically. And the princes that will be looking to update this very soon. Maybe they're checking it out more. 30 kills to win a round. First alliance to 2 wins, 2 round wins the match. So it's a best of 3 within it itself. Um, and then swap loadouts in between rounds, which is also weird. But anyways, collect airdrops mid round for stronger weapons. For this, so so this will be coming along with their new thing. What they're calling is what they're just going to be calling is mixtape. So I think the first couple of weeks we're going to have just TDM for now, and then once that's done, we're going to go to this what's going to be called mixtape, which is going to be a rotation of between TDM, control, and gun run for that stuff. So we'll have fun there and all that stuff. There's gonna be some fun times coming to this. We have a brand new gun that's coming, which is a new energy assault rifle, which is called the Nemesis. Fires 4 rounds per burst with a ramping burst delay that decreases the time between bursts and simulates a fully automatic weapon. The Nemesis is guaranteed to ruin the day of at least one legend next match. This is gonna be interesting. This gun is gonna be interesting.
Be very interesting.
Awesome. Other than that, one other thing about again, we have patch notes for this coming soon that have been coming. Uh, There's gonna be a legendary shotgun bolt. The gold perk is automatic reloads rounds while sliding, activates while equipped or stowed. Um,
So it's gonna basically be like that one peacekeeper attachment.
mm. The Hemlock enters the care package, replacing the Rampage. Uh, the the
Mm.
the Longbow and Volt SMG enters the weapons crafting to replace the G7 Scout and the Car SMG. And the Anvil receiver hop up is removed. It has been removed. The hammer point rounds hop up is added to the loot floor and crafting. The rarity tier is increased to legendary. The Car SMG receives a reduced base cap speed to 19. R99 damage went increased to 12. Assault rifles are received a reduced hip fire accuracy. The R301 is decreased to 13 on damage. The Hemlock Burst is, since it's in the care package, is getting a damage increase to 23. Headshot multiplier increased to 1.8. Improved recoil, integrated boosted hot loader hop up, which faster reloads at low ammo that overload the magazine with an extra 9 rounds. Oh, it's getting that? That's only on the Wingman.
Yup.
Oh,
Wingman is gonna come back strong.
oh my.
Strong.
Let's see here. Based on legends, it's a lot of nerfs, from what I can tell. Okay, this is the one I want to look at. Here we go. Rank, the map rotation and ranked. This is the big one. Rank Q will now rotate throughout all maps in play, 24 hours per map. The maps for the first split will be World's Edge, Storm Point, and Broken Moon. So no longer will it be, well, particularly in the split for the rank split, it's no longer one map for the split. It rotates a day. So that's pretty
Which
interesting.
is good. Imagine, man, I don't like this map. You wanna play again? You wanna play some rank tomorrow?
I
Get
think,
RP?
yeah, I think that's it. There's a
Or
lot of
people are like,
changes to to a lot of legends, and I don't know which one to go on. I know Sears is a nerf, which I'm kind of upset by, but I'm not. I get it though at the same
I
time.
mean, the way I look at it is that legends, they're gonna get buffed and nerfed. But you gotta also remember too, there's gonna be a lot of differences with their new classes
That is true.
as well.
That is
So
true.
they're just looking to like balance out whoever needs to be balanced out,
That
especially
is
with
true.
the new perks that they're gonna be coming with.
Yeah,
But
that is true.
overall, I think I'm excited.
Oh, it's gonna be exciting times and all that stuff. Again, like this is out on Valentine's Day, so for all those gamer couples, this is something you'll enjoy and
You know,
everything.
that Apex does have quote unquote duos right now replaced with date night.
We did it last year. We're gonna do it again, most likely.
Most likely, yeah.
I mean, depend. Well, most likely because this episode comes out the day after. So, hell of stuff. But anyways, moving on. Moving on from the games, we're gonna talk about some movies. First things first, before we get into our little discussion, we're gonna talk about DC and what they so called is called their revamped, or what they say, or how the title of the article is called, the next generation of DC movies and TV has arrived. For those who don't know, DC is now, well, DC Studios, as they call it, is now going to be run by uh, Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn, along with the guy I'm still forgetting his name on, Peter Safran. My bad. And all that stuff. We'll be are running things at DC, and they've James Gunn, who's been talking about what he has planned for, and also finally discuss what he is planning to do with the new DCU. First things first, he wanted to go through was talking about what's coming up, and that's such as Flash, Aquaman, Shazam, Blue Beetle. Those movies will still be coming a thing, and hopefully we'll get some stuff coming. Hopefully we get to see new, and hopefully we'll get into the new gifs of what's coming out and all that stuff. He talks about the Flash, how it's going to be the reset of the DC universe in some way. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, that probably might make more sense to it now and all that stuff. There's a no name reaction video on it if you haven't checked it out already and all that stuff. So we'll see where this goes and all that stuff. Other than that, we'll start with the big one. Superman. Superman Legacy. It's happening. We're getting actually has a date. July 11th, 2025. And all that stuff and everything. As Gunn says it within the describes it within this for this. With our stories, we want to take away from good guy versus bad guy. There are really good, almost saintly people, and Superman is among them. There are really terrible villains like Gorilla Grodd or the Joker, and then there's everybody in between them. So there are all these shades of gray, which allows us to tell complex stories. So pretty much, this is Superman. This is most likely is going to be played by a different actor and all that stuff between and all that stuff. And we're pretty much getting a Superman knowing where he is as a hero now and all that stuff. Pretty much of what that is, what this sounds like, for what it is. That is one of the big ones that are coming. Another one, some other ones that are coming out more on the TV side. We're getting two shows that are coming out, which may look like coming out before Superman. That is Creature Commandos, which is an animated HBO Max series that'll be coming out pretty soon. What he talked about was interesting about this is like what he wants to do with this universe is he wants to combine not only with moving in TV but also TV on the animation side, where he wants the people who voice, particularly with Creature Commandos, who he's gonna have voice these characters, these people will also be the same people that will play him in live action. So it's gonna be interesting to see where that
I'm
goes.
really interesting as well.
So that's and then Creature Commandos is going to be one of those examples right there because this is starting off as an animation show, and then see where that goes when it tie it in and all that stuff. So to name it, if you haven't already, the and all that stuff. Next show they're also coming out is called Waller. Of course, this is gonna be we're talking about Amanda Waller here. She is like similar to Nick Fury is to in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all that stuff in a way, but more deadly, meaner, and yeah. Um, this is going to be the same amount of water that we've seen before in the previous movies and shows, like and everything, which is also interesting because Waller is actually set after season 1 of Peacemaker. If you haven't seen that show already,
Which is a pretty good show.
which really is a really
Check it
good show.
out.
It's a really good show. Really good show. Not only that, will we also be seeing the team around Peacemaker. I always forget their names. They will be in the show also, so that's gonna be cool to see the Peacemaker team. Uh, next show coming pretty soon coming is what's called Lanterns. We'll be looking at pretty much the Green Lantern Corps and everything, and we're gonna see this will be focused around particularly Hal Jordan and John Stewart, pretty much the more popular known characters within the DC universe, particularly for Green Lanterns. And we're gonna see it's gonna be a TV show. We're gonna learn more about how they said is our next project is another TV series. We call it Lanterns, and it's starring two of our favorite Green Lanterns, Hal and John. It's going to be with HBO Max. With our series, we're going to talk about today. It is more of a true detective type mystery with our two lanterns, a terrestrial based mystery. Uh,
Which, no,
if
I am scared of a little bit of a lantern show because if you remember the last lantern, no, just kidding.
Okay, let's not talk about that. Okay, I think if they go to what they talk about, I've never seen True Detective because it's an HBO show, so kids don't watch it and all that stuff. Um, but I've heard good things about True Detective from its show for the first season of it at least. Um, so if it going based off that, then that's already interesting. And we'll see where this goes and all that stuff. A next another show which is on that I'm interested in is Paradise Lost, a live action HBO series which is set around the Mascara, Paradise Island, home of Wonder Woman, but is actually set before she was born and everything. And they're looking to bring this more of give this a Game of Thrones type of feel with it and everything. So,
which I find pretty cool.
which is very interesting and all that stuff. An island of nothing but women, but with a Game of Thrones style to it. Interesting, very very interesting. Um, that. Uh, they're also planning on doing a live action HBO Max series of Booster Gold, pretty much a nobody from the future that goes to the past and tries to make a
Have
name
you heard
himself.
of Booster
Go
Gold,
ahead.
Ricky?
I've heard of him, but I've never like paid attention to his stuff.
He's pretty cool. It's pretty funny because, like, yeah, basically, he has future tech, and he's like, let me use this tech to be a hero.
In the past,
Yeah. So he's just like flexing. That's basically what he
as
does. He's just
as
flexing.
as pretty much as Gunn was saying when in the first sentence of this article, when he talks about it, I think of it as basically the story of a superhero's imposter syndrome. Pretty
Oh
much,
yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much cool. And next there is another. They're also doing a live action movie called The Authority. Um, don't know much more about these characters in particularly, but pretty much what Gunn says, The Authority is a very different kind of superhero story. They're basically good intention, but they think that the world is completely broken, and the only way to fix it is to take things into our own hands. Whether that means killing people, destroying head of state, changing governments, basically whatever they want to do to make the world better. We'll see how that journey goes for them. They're morally great characters in our DCU, of which these are. So, this is going to be a totally different thing. I've never heard of these characters before when I first saw the announcement, but I'm interested in seeing where this goes, especially when you have heroes in a gray area and all that stuff,
Oh yeah.
and seeing how where it affects the DCU, this particular universe. So that's gonna be interesting. And the last two movies, which I think are my mostly anticipated ones outside of Superman. First one
hmm
is Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah.
And this one is now it's not now this is gonna be the Damian Wayne Robin and all that stuff. This is my favorite Robin in all honesty and all that stuff. And I'm very interested of seeing where this story how this story works and all that stuff. Because here's the thing is Damian is a jerk as a kid
He's a
and everything.
douche.
He's a douche and everything like that. And of course, I mean, but then again, it's like he's a son that
What can
he's
No,
a
just
son,
kidding.
he's a son that Bruce never knew about him and all that stuff. He only finds out from Talia because he is born within the League of Assassins and everything. And but I think what I'm interesting about this is that since the fact that they're using Damian as a Robin, they're already establishing for the fact that the Bat family already exists within this universe already. So like Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Hood, hopefully maybe Red Robin and all that stuff, the other Robins before them and all that stuff are most likely probably existing within this new universe and all that stuff. So I'm actually excited about that. I'm actually interested about the fact that you're just gonna place them in there. You're hopefully gonna have bring more interesting into that. The other one is called Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Um, basically, this is talking about how um, Kara is still on Krypton after the explosion and everything, and she has to live the first team for. She pretty much has to live her life, the beginning of her lives, in a crazy situation about this and everything what's around her and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's more. This sounds very interesting to me and all that stuff.
Because it's gonna be a very different approach
Yeah,
from from what Superman is. Because
and
like,
then when you think of Supergirl, I think in a general aspect, she is more of a cheery kind of person in a way
hmm
and all that stuff. And then taking this case from her is totally different. as Gunn says in the store in the article, it's like, in our story we have Superman who was sent to Earth, raised by incredibly loving parents. Kara was on Krypton. She was on a piece of Krypton that drifted away from the planet, and she lived there for the first 14 years of her life in a horrible situation where she watched everyone around her die. So she's a much harsher, more effed up Supergirl than you've used to thus far.
Which is going to be, you know, a very interesting twist
Very, very exciting.
to our girl.
And all that stuff. And now also there's no, I forgot one more movie. This is gonna, and that's Swamp Thing, and that's gonna be coming. That's to be coming. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Now, some people are probably asking, what about? There are a few other movies that are coming out pretty much, and all that stuff. And then what about them? So those movies are particularly the sequel to the Batman, which came out in 2020, last year. I say 2020, I mean last year. And the sequel to the Joker movie. Those will still exist. They're not part of the main DCU. They're going to be something what's called Elseworlds.
Elseworld.
And everything, and that's pretty much, they're just stories of certain characters within the DC universe told differently and all that stuff and all that stuff. So if you watch the Joker, you know that's totally different from anything else of how that story is for that character. And Batman is literally within its own world of itself. The Batman is literally within its own self. The Batman sequel is actually coming out in 2025. Also, October 2025, which is the same year of the Superman Legacy movie. So, cool. Yeah.
Pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
So that's gonna be interesting to see. We got these DC movies coming out pretty soon. And all that stuff. We're getting an idea of what this universe might look like. People are already saying about people like it. People don't know. People are thinking like, why not just reboot it in general and all that stuff, and not.
I mean, that's what the Flash is going to do. Basically, he's going to basically reboot it.
But they don't know. People don't know that. Don't know for sure of why would they do it like that, instead of just let the 4 movies happen, and then these next 4 movies coming out, just let them happen and just start fresh right at with those ones that he announced for those ones. But it just depends on how this plays out, really, and all that stuff with these next 4 movies and all that stuff. And we'll see what happens there. I mean, it's just like the best thing you can do now is just wait and see what happens. Yeah, there'll probably be some weird stuff happening, but what else?
When isn't there?
All right, now on to our next thing. Since it is 2023, we didn't do this last month in January because it's like not much came out movie wise, and particularly except for, was Megan this month or last month?
Wait, what?
Was Megan this month or last month?
It was last month.
Okay, it was January. Yeah. So I mean, like that was like the only big thing, really. And also, and then but then in honor of, of the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania coming out this week, and all that stuff, I thought it'd be nice to talk through a night to talk about what movies are we excited for 2023. There's a lot of movies that we know of that are coming out this year. There's some that we probably don't know yet of. So we looked through we looked through a list. We looked through everything that we liked and everything like that. We're gonna go through some of the movies. Arturo's already put his stuff in the doc and everything. And there's one here I saw that I'm questioning already.
Which one is it?
Spooderman?
Yeah, Spooderman.
What the heck is Spooderman?
It's Spider-Man, but I just say Spooderman.
Oh, you said, okay. I was like, what the heck is this?
And you're like, what the heck is Spooderman? I haven't heard of that. It's Spooderman.
Okay.
Also, the only reason why I'm not popping up a video anymore, my laptop charger kind of like pooped out. And like it wasn't charging anything anymore. So I just like ordered a new one right now on Amazon. And then I'm just like, I'll finish the rest of it on my phone.
Okay, that's fine. Um, what is Pencil Killer do? Part. Oh, never mind. I already know.
If,
I already know.
if you notice, this is also how I name my files. So if you ever look at my computer and you see some weird name files, that's probably because I've like made like personal attachments to it. So I'm like, I'm gonna name you certain things. So,
So
oh my gosh.
what Arturo shows here on it, what I'm seeing right now, is already have something in common with what I already have. I'm already gonna do a few of them right now. That's Scream, Scream
Oh
6,
yeah,
Scream 6,
you know, dude
which
has a gun.
after after seeing the last one and seeing the stuff for the new one, very interesting indeed. And all that stuff. It's in New York for this time. Is this has it always been in? I don't know because it's been so long since I've seen the other ones. Has it always been in one location?
It's usually been in one location, yeah.
So this is like the first time they're doing it like somewhere else entirely. Because the fact that it was in when I found out it was in New York, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about, Scream, because like that's the scariest part about it is anybody can wear the mask. It can happen
Exactly.
anywhere and
Yeah.
everywhere. And I finally like that they're finally gonna, explore on that concept.
hmm Yeah. So there's that. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the highly anticipated sequel, which was supposed to come out last year but got delayed. And
Yes.
it's finally happening. We're finally get to see this movie. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see this one. This one's coming out in June, if I remember correctly. So I'm very excited to see
Mhm.
this. I'm very excited, very, very, very excited. Next up, in our other common one, which Pencil Killer Dude, which is John Wick 4. Um,
Oh yeah. Which will be
uh,
very interesting.
it'll be very interesting. That is coming out in March and everything. It was after a 2-year delay caused by COVID, so this is supposed to come out a while ago and all that stuff. So that's gonna be interesting for that.
Yeah,
Now,
John Wick, fun movie.
very fun movies, yeah. And all that stuff. Those were very fun movies. I remember I just rewatched the first one not that long ago, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. All that
All
stuff.
right. Can I name one of my movies that's coming out this month though?
Go
That
ahead.
I'm really excited for?
Go ahead. You
Cocaine Bear.
So
Like,
I've
oh my gosh. No, just kidding.
so when this first got brought up, like when I first heard about this, I'm like, is there really a movie called that? And it's like I thought it was a joke in all honesty when I first heard about this movie. And when I looked it up and everything, and I'm like, this is an actual movie. I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay. Okay. Let me tell you something. I was at the theaters when I found out about this, right? I
Mm,
was at the theaters, I was watching trailers. I was like, okay, okay. And then I see a bear on the screen. I'm like, okay, whatever. And the trailer shows like the bear like snorted up cocaine. And I'm like, bro, watch this movie be called Cocaine Bear. And then I see the movie, Cocaine Bear. I'm like, bro, what is this?
yeah, this is coming out on 24th of this month, and yeah, it's interesting. It's a very very it's a very interesting one. Of course, my movie for this month is not a shocker. Should not be a shocker to anyone and all that stuff. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Phase 5
Oh
finally
yeah.
beginning. Our introduction to Kang, official introduction to Kang and all that stuff. Um, and so far, we've already got early impressions. It's like with any Marvel movie, in all honesty, mixed bag. It's always going to be that good stuff, and then people are going to have some about it. But it is what it is. But again, it's finally here. Phase 5 begins, and then just particularly with in general with all the MCU movies that are coming out this year, that will be this Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is in May, and then we have the Marvels, which will have Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau, Spectrum, coming teaming together back in July, if I remember correctly, or July, June. I'm double checking that right now. as I keep randomly saying random words to keep this going.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Marvel stuff coming up, and it's looking very
Yeah.
exciting too.
July 28th. So that's just on the movie, but that's just on the movie front and all that stuff. Since we're talking about the movies, so it's that. So this month, Ant-Man, May, Guardians, July, the Marvels. Because we're getting those 3 movies. I don't think we're only getting those 3 movies this year. Of course, the show we'll have the Disney Plus shows coming later on, also trickling out. We can always talk about those later. We can always talk about those later. One thing that I want to talk about on my list, which is coming out next month, Creed 3. We're getting the 3rd movie of this Rocky spin-off franchise. If you've not seen the first 2, highly recommend them. They're really good. Love them. So I would love them and everything. This is gonna be a very interesting. This one comes out March 3rd. There's already been a couple trailers out for it. And pretty much, oof, almost lost that right there. I'm very excited. Even if you're not a fan of, because like this spins off from like the Rocky movies and all that stuff. Even if you're not a fan of Rocky, like just watching the first one is really good in itself. It really is. You know, so I know of Rocky, but I was never. I don't want to say I was not a fan of Rocky movies and all that stuff. I just never tripped about them that much. They weren't like that. But seeing Creed, love those movies. Love them so much. I'm very excited for the third.
Yeah. So like, how you feel about Rocky movies is like how I feel about like, Fast and Furious movies, right?
Oh, speaking of which, and all that stuff, Fast 10, that is coming out in May also. And I just found a very interesting tidbit. There was not seen the movies. There's 8 of them. There's 9 of them. And you've not, well, technically 10 if you count the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff. So it's technically 10. We're not going into the 11th one with the last one next year. But you have not seen a single movie?
Like, I've seen parts of it, but then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna like do
Dude,
something else.
dude, it's like literally like this is like because I remember when I seen the first one. The only reason why I liked the first one because I was a big fan of Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah,
Stuff.
I played the games. Don't get me wrong. Like the games are really cool. Like, just the movies, I just couldn't get into.
And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like the movie, I can admit, like the first 1, 2, and 3 are like just stuff. As soon as you get, it's like 4 and beyond is where it's like it gets crazy and interesting and fun and all that stuff. But
Oh yeah,
it's a good. They're not. Are they the best thing in the world? No, but they're really good and all that stuff. And the fact that I said this because I did a trailer. We did a trailer reaction to the Fast 10 one and all that stuff. The literal title of that thing, it says Fast 10 has a better connected universe than the DCEU. I kid you not, and all that stuff. Because when I saw that trailer and the way they connected this movie to one of the previous ones, and so clear, it's like, what the fuck? This is like, are you kidding me? And all that stuff. Because this is like literally, like that, how it started was, I think I want to say it was 5 or 7, 5, 6 or 7. It's one of those 3. And how that, because like, here's the thing. So the third one, which is Tokyo Drift, literally had no relation to the previous 2. But there was like a special end scene where Vin Diesel's character made like a small cameo appearance.
yeah.
And then when it gets to but that was like the last time we ever saw the Fast Furious. And then 4 came out, and we were like, how does this work? What this like and all that stuff? Because no one knows about 3 and all that stuff. And then as soon as it gets to, was it 7, 6 to 7? I think I want to say it somehow brings in 3 into that, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, how does this even work? Like,
So like,
so
we
technically,
gotta market our movies somehow, right?
so it's like they connected it without even trying and all that stuff, but it works at the same time because you don't put an actual time, because since it's like literally its own thing in a way, it literally worked because it's like, what the hell? And it makes sense. and all that stuff. And then like someone dies, and then you bring them back to life in some random fashion, but you provide a story, you provide the background for it of how it worked. And I'm like, what the? And it
Bro, it's
somehow,
just Fast and Furious.
it just somehow works, and all that stuff. And I'm just like, okay, okay, like this is how it is. This is how it works. We'll do it. I'm good with that. And all that stuff. And I never judged it since then. And all that stuff. I haven't judged it since then. Am I gonna watch this movie? Yes. Am I already feeling like is that point of like seeing this? Like, cause I think the first one came out. Let me see. Fast and Furious came out in 2001.
Wow.
2/3
I
of
was
my
1
life.
year old.
It's 2/3 of my life. And all that stuff. And the last one is the final movie comes out next year.
That's crazy.
It's just
It's gonna be
like
the end of a saga.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Like it was just like seeing that was like, oh my gosh. Like my age is finally showing. And this I was like, God damn. But yeah, he has not seen the movie. They're good, honestly. Like if you don't like I think for me, it's like I don't put the whole
Logic.
logic and then the whole like I don't criticize it really hardly because it's just good because it's just a good popcorn movie in all general, in all overall at the end of
Hmm.
the day, and it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's fun, and all that stuff, exciting, and I'm good with that, and all that
Makes
stuff,
sense to me.
and everything, and I'm good, and I'm happy, and I enjoy him, and all that stuff, and everything, and I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for the last one next year when that comes out next year too, and everything, and it's just like it is like let's have a good time and all that stuff, and like it's like I don't. And when someone says they don't like them, it's just more to me. It's just more of the like, what do you mean? Like it's not the point of not liking them. It's just having a good time with them.
It's just for me. I'm not into car movies, so
Okay.
I don't necessarily not like them. It's just like
Well, that's the thing. That's the
don't
thing. Like
care.
I'll admit, the first three are generally like technically like car movies in a way
Oh yeah.
with some police good guy bad guys thing. When it gets to four and literally, but five literally and all that stuff, it's a really tonal shift and all that stuff. Like it's not. It's more than a. It's not a. It's not. It's more than just a car movie. There's more to it, and all that stuff. And then the crazier the stunts get, it's just even adds more to it. For that stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool, and I'm down for that, and I've been ever since, and all that stuff, and all that stuff. Like I'm happy. I'm having a good time,
Like, I'm down to clown.
and all that stuff, and everything. But yeah, there's that. Other than that, like there's some other stuff that are coming out pretty soon that we're excited for. We got, of course, the new Super Mario Brothers, which is coming out in April. Um, the the one we should always know, but still shocked that it's actually coming, is Dune 2. We
They're like,
knew
wait, Dune's getting a movie?
we knew there's a sequel. We knew there were and all that stuff, but the fact that it's because we haven't seen a trailer, there's nothing else. We know they were shooting they have been shooting the movie for the past year or so and everything. And it's just the fact that it's like I think it's just more the fact that like watch it might get delayed. Or no way, probably. And I think so far the date for
What, just
that
like Craven?
there's nothing for that, and they're supposed to come out in October. Craziness. Doom Part 2 is set to come out November 3rd of this year. And all that stuff. Um, it's happening in theaters, of course, because that was a whole issue right there. Because when it first came out, when the first one came out, it came out on both theaters and HBO Max on the same day. People were making a big deal of it. Like, guys, come on, we're in COVID. We're still dealing with COVID. Not everybody wants to go to
Yes, we
some.
are.
People don't want to go everywhere yet. Like, I get it. This movie is supposed to be made for the theaters, and we saw it in theaters, and yes, it was worth seeing it in theater. But people have want to be safe still at that time and all that stuff. So Dune 2 is
Yeah, they don't want to deal with what I'm going through.
yeah, yeah.
Which is isolation.
Other than that,
I haven't
yeah,
interacted with another human being in person for the past like 10 days.
yeah. Everything else, such as there's gonna be a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's in March, if I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah, it's in March.
March 31st. Uh, March 31st. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which seems like it will be Harrison Ford's final Indiana Jones movie. We have a brand new Transformers movie coming out, which will introduce us to the Maximals and the Predacons from Beast Wars, which I am generally excited about, and particularly for that. Other than that, other movies including such as Blue Beetle from DC movies, um, the Barbie movie. The only reason I'm interested in this one because it comes out the same day as Oppenheimer, which is another Christopher Nolan movie. And of course, you don't know who Christopher Nolan is. He did the Dark Knight trilogy, Tenet, Inception, and all that stuff. All those crazy looking style movies.
He has a good record for good movies.
Depends on how your taste is. You know, stuff.
True, true.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Inception's a good. I enjoy Inception, but it's like it is what it is.
He's
And I haven't seen Tenet and all and everything. So,
the Batman trilogy, though.
but I mean, Dark Knight trilogy, of course, can't go wrong with that. But the thing is, my interest is seeing is the box office of it, of which one will be at the top, and all that stuff for this. That's my only interest in it, really, for both of these movies. We did talk about the Flash earlier in our DC segment and how the first trailer is officially out. It's a very interesting trailer, very surprising stuff that I saw in that trailer. If you haven't seen it, there is a No Name Reactions video for it on our YouTube channel. So check that out. Very interesting stuff of where this is gonna go and how this works. Um, what else? So Scream 6, Creed 3, True. There's a Saw movie coming out. Another one.
Yeah, there's another Saw 10.
Oh, is this like Saw, not that last one that came out that had Chris Rock in it?
I think it might be connected.
No, it's connected. I know it is, but I did
Oh yeah,
that one was more. But is this
I
more like
because that
mainline?
was what Jigsaw, right?
Think so.
I think it might be the continuation of it because
It's
I think they're
Ghost.
dubbing him as the new Saw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I didn't. Yeah, I was trying. I was like, wait, what? Oh, stuff. What else? What else? Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Everyone get a lot of stuff. Excited for that one. I think that's pretty. Oh, another one. This is mine in particular. This is for me in particular. Because I just found out about it. This is a movie that's going to be called Air. It has Ben Affleck, Matt Damon in it. But what it's about is, and I'm just reading off this from when I saw it. It's based on true events about Nike's quest to land Michael Jordan as the signature superstar for its fledgling basketball shoe line and everything. So pretty much before Nike became what it is now, it was a horrible it sucked. It wasn't as big as it is now at the time before they signed Michael Jordan to a big deal and all that stuff. The deal before they got Michael Jordan and then led to where they are now and all that stuff. So this is going to tell like the semi story because not everything's going to be true and everything within the movie itself. But I'm interested in
Oh
seeing
yeah,
that. I'm interested in seeing that, see how that looks and all that stuff. And everything. But that's one of my big movies I'm excited for. That is April 5th when that comes out. And wow, that comes out April 5th, and then 2 days later, the Super Mario Brothers movie comes out. Interesting. And all that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Any other things, any other movies that you caught maybe out of beside the list you have?
Hunger Games, the prequel,
Oh, Hunger Games, yeah.
which I'm gonna find interesting because it's like, dude, when's the last time a Hunger Games movie came out?
A very long time. It's been a very long time. One noticeable mention that I'm gonna bring up is the live action Little Mermaid movie that is in May 26th of this year. So the continuation of classic cartoon Disney movies becoming live action is still continuing and all that stuff with Little Mermaid. I might check it out. I don't know yet. Still debating. But I think that's pretty much it that we have
Yeah,
for
I
right
think so
now
too.
and all that stuff. Other than that, we will end the episode here. If you haven't already, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel to let us know when our any episodes, whether they be the podcast, the sports show, no name reactions, or anything future content that we plan on having later this year. If you happen to listen to this on podcast services such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify, leave a rating, stuff to let us because all that stuff right there helps us get noticed on those platforms in particularly, and it does help us out a lot, and we very much
Yes, it
appreciate it.
does.
We're very much appreciated and all that stuff. But again, No Name Podcast it's a bi-weekly show. Happens on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast services where available and all that stuff. Don't forget already to a few housekeeping. The No Name Sports Show has a episode out finally and all that stuff as we talk about the Super Bowl that previously just happened and all that stuff, and along with some other things and all that stuff. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. And we will have an episode happening next month too. So, but other than that, my name is Ricky. This is Arturo with this no cam, as if you're watching the YouTube version. And we'll see you later. Peace.